Hello everyone, this is AK. Welcome to my channel. I live in Shanghai and I just moved across the city from the east side of the Huangpu River to the west side, and I've already got everything packed and set up at my new place. But there's one problem. I couldn't put my e-bike in the moving truck. Since the Huangpu River separates my old and new homes, I need to ride my e-bikes across the Huangpu River and head back to my new apartment. In this video, I'm going to show you the views along the way while I'm riding my e-bike and how I cross the Huangpu River by ferry. Okay, let's go! I just moved to this new apartment yesterday, and now I'm sharing this apartment with two roommates. The man from the moving company is really helpful and responsible. He won't let me move anything. First ride will be a 5K riding from my old neighborhood to the port. It's a sunny day and it's a work day, therefore you don't see a lot of people on the street and not too much traffic at this time. These are sharing bikes. Sharing economy continue to thrive in China. Apart from bikes, there are also portable power banks, umbrellas, and so on. For all these services, you can pay with WeChat or Alipay, which I found very convenient in China. Okay, we're close to the ferry station or port. First, we have to scan our QR code to get us through, to pay to get us through. Just like before, you can pay by using relevant apps on WeChat or Alipay. It's all part of Shanghai's public transport. The metro, the bus, the ferry, or can be paid by using the same apps on your phone. It's my first time to get into this port. I'm not so familiar with the app, so I'm asking the lady, and she seems like not so happy. Anyway, I'm now at the port waiting for our ferry to come. E-bikes or e-scooters are hugely popular in China. Big cities, small towns, or even in the countryside. They are easy to use, they are green, and most importantly, they are very cheap. Not everyone can buy a car, but an e-bike is within reach for most people. I live 4 kilometers away from my company, so I rely on my e-scooter for commuting. It usually takes me 12 minutes to reach my office. Well, you can imagine in rush hour, the e-bike really shines. I never have to stress about the traffic. A single charge costs just 1 RMB, that's just 15 cents, and it can last like 40 kilometers. So it's definitely the best option for short commute. Here we are, the ferry just pulled in. The ferry ride from one side of the Huangpu River to the other cost 2 yuan. On the river, there are tunnels for cars, subway lines, and also there are several bridges crossing the river. For safety concerns, e-bikes are not allowed to use either tunnels or bridges. So if you need to cross the river on an e-bike, you have to take the ferry. It's quite convenient. There are three ferry terminals in the downtown area, so you can choose the one nearest to you. Ferries run roughly every 5 to 10 minutes. Many cyclists also choose the ferry to explore Shanghai on two wheels. You can tell that the ferry is mostly used by e-bike riders, locals going back and forth, workers going to the job site, and many delivery guys. So this is me. While I'm riding on my e-bike, I couldn't take many views outside the window. Actually, the views along the river is quite good. Okay, here we are, reached the other side of the Huangpu River. Okay, let's start our second ride, an 8-kilometer ride from the riverbank to my new apartment. Geographically, Shanghai is right on China's east coast, where the Yangtze River meets the East China Sea, so it's always been a natural gateway. Ships come in, goods go out, money flows. That's why it became such a big trading city. Now the city is literally split in two by the Huangpu River. On the east side you've got Pudong, where my old home is. On the west side is Puxi. And honestly, they feel like two different worlds. Let's start with Pudong, because that's where all the futuristic stuff is. But here's the crazy thing. Just 30 years ago, Pudong was mostly farmland and a few old warehouses. People didn't even want to live there. Then, in 1990s, the government said, okay, we're turning this into a special development zone. And boom, everything exploded. Today, Pudong is home to the Lujiazui CBD, where you see those insane skyscrapers like the Shanghai Tower, the Oriental Pearl Tower. It's also where Pudong International Airport sits, one of Asia's busiest hubs. So Pudong is basically the poster child of China's modern economic miracle. Now, cross the river to Puxi, where I am riding now. It's a whole different vibe. Puxi is the old soul of Shanghai. You've got the Bund, and if you walk a few blocks inland, you're in the French concession. Tree-lined street, cute little cafes, really charming. Puxi feels more dense, more walkable, and more human. You've also got crazy shopping streets like Nanjing Road and tons of museums and local food stores. It's where the city's history and everyday life still buzz. So basically, Pudong is the shiny future, Puxi is the layered cosmopolitan past, and the Huangpu River just ties them together. The contrast is exactly what makes Shanghai not just China's biggest city, but honestly one of the most fascinating places on the planet. Well, here is one of China's top universities in Shanghai. Its name is Fudan University. And finally, I've close to my new apartment. Alright, I'm home. I moved in yesterday and got the room all cleaned up and sorted out. Last night was my first night at my new home. For non-locals, renting is just how it goes in Shanghai. I came to Shanghai right after the college entrance examination, and 4 years for my undergraduate and then another 2 years for my master's degree. And after graduation, I stayed here, work until this year. So now I stayed in Shanghai for totally almost 10, 11 years. For the moment, I'm still living alone, and I think sharing an apartment is the best option for me. Alright, that's my e-bike riding from Pudong to Puxi. Thanks for watching.